Good evening, everybody. Welcome to 406 Regen. It's been a busy few weeks since my last video, and I figured I'd give you all an update on some things that have happened and decisions that my brother and I have made on certain things. Since my last video, about a day and a half after I posted that video about hard decisions and having to cut this whole place, the fella we hauled hay for calls us up. He's picked up some more lease ground up closer to home, and he didn't want to hay what he had down here for lease ground, so he called us up and asked if we'd do it. Hay prices are still pretty good as far as for selling stuff. And my brother and I, like I said, we made some decisions. We decided to give up the freedom of being debt-free to do this deal, because before we got into the Regen egg and getting that all figured out, we always put up hay in this place, and it always been kind of a goal to be able to put up more acres and sell more hay. Back then, like I said, before we went to ranching for profit school and got locked in on doing the sheep and regenerating the place and making it better, it was one of the goals, life goals, to be able to still stay in this community and still afford the farm. And right now, since we don't have that big of sheep numbers, and I don't have the water to support the sheep numbers yet for the next year or two, we took the deal. And in doing that, like I said, we had to give up our freedom of being debt free, and bought this thing, had this one, bought those, and bought a rake, because our old haying equipment, there was no way we'd be able to get through the amount of acreage that we have to do. And this swath here, that's had that for years. So, and just trying to be smart about the purchases we got. And I'd be recording more on the hang and stuff, but honestly, it's been 2 days. It's been about 2.5 days actually putting stuff on the ground and working the kinks out of stuff. As it goes, we bought used equipment, field ready. I got 35-40 acres on this one before it blew the pump off, so right away there's time down, and probably about $1,900 fix instantly. And that's on the brand new machine we brought home. Well, not brand new to us. Our other one that we have, that's a few years older than this one, we had bought a couple years ago, but with a drought had never gotten to use it. So yeah, working out a few kinks here on the place. Still got a couple, like this here was always going to get cut on this ground, because this is kind of our leased piece of land. And I got a field out back where I planted some sorghum. The alfalfa and everything's tall enough it's shading it out, so I think I'm going to try to trim that up and see if I can open the canopy on that. And then I'm shooting straight over to this other lease ground. And I get done with that, I'll come back and I'll clean up what I think I need for my animals to be able to feed them for the winter. But this deal here, as long as we get these kinks worked out and everything goes good, which it does, it's always a rough start. And it wouldn't have been such a rough start if he'd have called us 4 months ago, and it wouldn't have been a spur of the minute kind of deal. But like I said, he called us on a Friday talked to us about it. Kind of really wanted us to do it because he knows we've like I said, we've hauled a lot of hay for him before, and we always got the job done. And we'll get this done too. It's a big job. We normally put up about 800 acres. This year, I think we're going to be pushing about 4,000. So the old equipment we had, it wouldn't do it in a timely enough manner to be able to get the job done. The one swing tongue, that's good. That would have worked just fine for his cutting, but knowing it's such a big job, we thought it would be best to have a spare machine. Was hoping it wasn't going to be that one that broke first, the one we just brought home. But hey, is what it is. Yeah. But this deal is going to allow us financially to, as long as, well, God willing, no hail comes through or nothing like that, and the hay prices stay pretty decent. I want the hay prices decent for both buyer and seller. Last few years up here, you know, when it was hitting $350 a ton, that's ridiculous prices. I'm thinking this year it should be probably about 175 to 225, somewhere in there. And so that's what we're thinking it's going to be. So my brother and I, we did the math, counting it as 150 to see if this deal would even would work for us. And obviously also counting the debt we had. Like I said, he called us on a Friday. That Sunday we was out there looking at the place, shaking hands on the deal. Sunday afternoon I was on Facebook Marketplace trying to talk to some people. Monday morning we was in the bank, and then it's been just getting equipment and things brought home ever since. So I haven't been videoing. It's pretty much been, I've been waking up and working straight through, and you know, it's midnight by the time I get in the house. So yeah, anyway, so like I say, we did the numbers, and as long as everything goes good, yes, we did give up our debt, our freedom to go into debt. Counting the cost, though, we didn't just, you know, we didn't go out and buy a $50,000 swather and a $30,000 tractor. We went out and bought the baler that my brother has been looking at for a few years. That's the one I've been wanting. We was able to get that. Just working the kinks out of that right now and getting it all hooked up. Actually got the first bale in there right now, but we blew a fuse, so we couldn't eject it. So that's what he's doing over there right now. He's rewiring, figuring out where to put the power source for the monitor. And yeah, hopefully things are going to be going good. There's going to be a lot of views from in the tractor cabs and cutting. Like I say, this is a big project. I'm probably going to be doing haying for the next month and a half solid. Yeah, so there'll be lots of haying videos, and it's been a fight in my brain, because I know the regenerative is what the end goal is and what we want to do, and yet in the same sentence, here we are buying haying equipment whilst I'm in the process of reading Jim Garish's Kick the Hay Habit, which I haven't been able to read too many chapters on here and there because I've been so busy. But yeah, anyway, so the next quite a few videos we're gonna be talking about, you know, haying, how to put up the hay, the machinery. Like, we're not fancy. I mean I think that's getting to be fancy for us. Last night was the first night I got to use our good one to open up a field, and about 6 miles an hour. It was just smile on my face. You know, I've ran a swather since I was probably about 13, 14 years old. I've cut this place. Started on an old open station John Deere 800. Then we moved up to this one, and that's until last year when I got to use our old machine of that for a whopping like 80 acres. That's what I got to use all the time. And you know, I can do like the difference. I honestly don't know what a good hard day, how many acres that machine can lay down. This one here, it's a 12-hour day, and I can get, depending on how heavy the forage is, if it's a really light forage, I can max get 40 acres on like a 12-hour day. These should be double, if not triple that. So we'll be, it's messing my mind to be putting the hay down, and it's making me sound like a hypocrite, because here I am putting up all this hay, and you can feed, you know, you can make it through the winter without too much hay up here, and you can. But at the moment, for now, in this season, this is the biggest opportunity we've ever had to advance the farm this quickly. We get this job done, and it'll be ecstatically happy. We'll be putting in a lot of fencing, my high tensile, timeless. It's just going to help us advance that much quicker. I'm going to be able to get the sheep numbers up better. Now, I'm probably not the highest quality of ewes, but I'll get more hooves on the ground, and I'll get it to where the sheep can pay for somebody to move them daily, like we have been doing. Or, well, since they're out on that better ground and they're lambing every 2 days, they get moved. And I'll tell you what, it's been a struggle to keep up with everything. Like I said, it's been a constant run since he's asked us to do this job. And I said, yep, we'll do it. My brother and I, we counted the cost. We looked it over, thought about it, prayed about it. Said we'll do it. And went in the debt 2 days later, getting equipment and bringing it home. Like I said, I've been going pretty hard lately. So, but I think that'll do it for the rant. That's kind of this tonight. I'm giving everybody a good update. The sheep are doing good. The lambing has slowed up. A lot of the yearling lambs, they must not have been bred till later, because they've really slowed up, or they're not bred. We'll get that figured out here eventually. They're kind of almost to the point now where they're kind of going to be on their own as far as that goes. But, alright, y'all have a good evening.